Hi, my name is Nancy Eisman, and I'm a therapist at Healing Hearts of Indy in Indianapolis, Indiana. And the title for my video today is called Shut the Frau Up. So I hope you'll pardon the play on words, but it really kind of is the perfect title for this video. So I promise by the end you'll understand why I chose it. So I've been thinking about the voices that we humans hear in our heads. And no, this is not a schizophrenic or a delusional thing I'm talking about here. I'm talking about the very normal, the very everyday thoughts that go through our heads. Have you ever noticed that you talk to yourself almost nonstop in your head? Well, what do those voices say to you? Maybe they say something like this: I look really pretty today. Or, wow, that was just a stupid thing I just did. Or, no one loves me. Or, I did a really good job on that project. Or maybe something like, I'm a terrible father. Or, I forgot to pay that bill. I'm such an idiot. It's pretty much nonstop chatter in there, though, right? I mean, a long time ago, I had a therapist when I was doing my own recovery work, and she explained it to me like this. She said, we all have numerous people or personalities in our head, so to speak. It's just a matter of which one steps up to the mic to be heard. So, like for example, when it's time to pay bills, the responsible, financial analyst steps up. When I'm in an argument, maybe the angry teenager inside may come out to protect. When I'm looking in the mirror, there may be more than a few choices as to who steps up to put their 2 cents in. And have you ever noticed that these different voices in your head don't always agree? I mean, what if I can't decide between breaking up with my boyfriend or trying to work it out? One part of me talks me into it, and another part of me talks me out of it. It's kind of confusing. One part of me tells me I look great in my new jeans, and another part of me tells me I couldn't look good in any jeans. One part of me knows that I'm completely worthy of being loved, well, and another part of me tells me that no one could ever love me. Catch my drift? So, in my own recovery work, I've thought a lot about the voice in my head that tells me very mean, negative things. It's a very shaming voice, and this voice in my head absolutely excels at finding every single flaw about me, big or small. So, in order to name it and pay attention to it and realize it when she steps up to the mic, I gave her a name. I gave her the name Frau Hitler. So I'm German. My ancestry and my background is German, and Frau means wife, and so it seemed to fit. Anyway, she's just straight up mean, and she's nasty. She's a bully. I was actually telling a friend of mine about the idea of Frau and her role in my head, and she said, so when you talk about her, the picture of her that I imagine she would look like is Edna Mode from the movie The Incredibles, which is just so funny. But I assured her that the Frau in my head is nothing like the cute and funny Spitfire fashion designer portrayed by Edna. The Frau in my head is actually a shaming bully on steroids. She's the voice of damaged self-image and shame. And at times, it seems as though she was screaming into a bullhorn. So I know this is a very common problem. In fact, I think everyone has a Frau of some kind and to some degree running around in their head. Some more than others, and some folks give their particular Frau more mic time than others. But I've often thought about the best way to address this issue of damaged self-image and negative self-talk, or shame, as a therapist, and just kind of wondering what is the best treatment or the best intervention for that. Is it warm and fuzzy audio tapes playing in your ears? Is it pasting affirmations to every mirror in your house? I mean, hypnosis? Seriously, I mean, what's the best way to build a positive self image and fight shame? So, intuitive thinking would say, well, just start talking to yourself nicely. Let the nice voice in your head have the mic time. Well, yeah, I mean, like, that's really super easy, though, right? I mean, I'll just conjure someone up in my head who thinks I'm beautiful and lovable and the best thing since sliced bread, and let her or him have the mic. I mean, after all, that voice surely can take on this powerhouse that ruled my thoughts since I can remember. Piece of cake. No, not really. It doesn't really work that way. Well, and why not? Because it feels like a lie. We can conjure that voice up in our head and we can look in the mirror and say, you're beautiful today, you're worthy of being loved, but that doesn't mean we're going to believe it. So instead, how about we take the back way in? Look at the paradox and the counterintuitive. Shut the Frau up. Commandeer her bullhorn immediately. I mean, you've heard the phrase, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. Yeah. Start with that. Do that in your own head. Let Frau take a nice long vacation in Siberia, like for the rest of your life. And then, when that's done, find out why she was created in the first place. What was her purpose? Grieve the pain that made her. Work through it. Feel it. Reprocess it. Sit in it. Resolve it. Realize that the truth is that she came from a lie you heard when you were little. Who in your past insinuated or straight out told you, perhaps, that you were not good enough in some way? That person or those people became the voice of your Frau. When you stop listening to the lies and deal with the pain, the truth will begin to come into your thoughts naturally, and it will start to heal you. It'll start to be easier to allow that voice that's nice to you and tells you good things about you to step up to the mic, and you'll start to believe her when she speaks. So, who gets the most mic time in your head? My hope for you is that you can see the beautiful creature that you are, inside and out. Everyone is. To give the mic only to the parts of you that love, care for, and nurture you, and to take it away from any part that doesn't. It may feel like doing so will give you some sort of permission to make mistakes or become arrogant, etc. But that too is a lie. You can keep hold of your conscience and let go of the shame. Learning to give this love and grace to yourself will help you to see the world completely differently. Create a peace in your mind that you've been dreaming of, and help you love others easily. I've been through it myself. It works. And trust me, it is worth the effort. Well, there you go. And now, affectionately and with all the love in my heart, shut the Frau up. If you need help placing the muzzle on your Frau, please feel free to email me at Nancy, Nancy, at healingheartsofindy.com, and I'll be happy to schedule an appointment with you. Feel free to like our channel and view more informative and free videos on therapy topics, and forward the link to anyone you think may like to watch. Thanks very much for your support.